I will tell you, particularly in issues where there are child custody disputes, excuse me. And that's really the law enforcement officer who's the person who's on scene making a determination. Presumably, the person who's involved with law enforcement who knows the most about the case, right? The person who's on scene, who's talking to witnesses, saying, you know what, I don't know that there's enough right here. I don't know that there's enough to go ahead and say that there's probable cause to go ahead and make an arrest. But it's a domestic violence situation. These things escalate. We take these things seriously. I'm not going to make that call. I'm going to pass it on as something that they call a review case to the state attorney's office. And what happens at that point is the case goes over to the state attorney's office and an on-call attorney. And you don't even know, I don't even know that they know sometimes day to day who the on-call attorney is. It may be a senior prosecutor. It may be somebody who's a year out of law school and getting used to misdemeanors. But that person ultimately is going to make a determination on whether or not someone should be charged and have to go to court on a charge. And that's a really difficult thing from our standpoint, because what we find is the state attorney's office, they're pro-charge. If there's any question at all, 9 times out of 10, we find that they go ahead and they do it. Right? Their idea is we're going to let the court case figure out exactly what happened, whether that's something that is, felony where you can take depositions, or whether it's a misdemeanor. They're very pro-charge. And it's a frustrating thing, because a lot of times what's happening during that delay is any evidence, witnesses, all of those types of things that can be used to formulate a defense is gone by the time the case actually comes through. So it's a very frustrating thing. But yes, that's certainly an issue, as you well know.
Yeah. Well, one thing that, we see, a lot of is domestic violence injunctions, which is not a criminal case. It's a civil proceeding where if you're the victim of a domestic violence incident and you're in imminent fear of repeat harm, or maybe already experienced multiple occasions of harm, that you can go down to the courthouse and petition for an injunction to ask the person that's the abuser, or for the court to order that the person who's the abuser to stay away from where you live, stay away from where you work, where you go to church, children's schools. And, there are lots of cases I've seen where those are 100% legitimate. And there are cases where I have seen people try to abuse that